Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2020 horror comedy film Freaky. This is co-written and directed by Chris Landon. Christopher Landon, we know and love him. He partners with Jason Blum quite some time for different horror comedy films. Jason Blum has Blumhouse production company. Chris has done Happy Death Day to You, creating the Bayfield Baby. Now we have the Blissfield Butcher. So I'm curious if like the next iteration is going to be like the Brightwater Basher, right? Keeping up with the bees. I like that. Brightwater Basher. That sounds pretty good. Guy takes a bat and starts bashing people. Or girl. Let's make it a girl this time. Girl starts taking a bat and starts bashing people in Brightwater. It's fun having these types of horror comedy films because they're parody, but they're their own unique story at the same time. So we've talked about Happy Death Day to You, how Tree is an iconic final girl that she is, but then she takes charge within the sequel, and it's just a super changing of sci-fi thriller horror comedy film for that matter. So with this one, Freaky, this is a horror twist on the classic Freaky Friday story. So it's a parody of Freaky Friday, but it's its own freaky twist. So it starts out on Wednesday the 11th, and then it continues on to Friday the 13th. So you can watch it on any Wednesday the 11th or Friday the 13th. This film was supposed to come out March 13th, 2020. But then because of the... was it March 13th? Or was it always going to be November 13th, 2020? 2020 had two Friday the 13th. March 13th and... November 13th. And I know this because March 13th, 2020, my family and I were in Disneyland, California. The very last day it was open to the public because it closed Saturday the 14th, 2020, and has not been open since because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So I feel like this was supposed to come out March 13th, but then it got pushed to November 13th. I could be wrong. Someone correct me. So this is awesome. This is a fun film. Yes, it's gory, but it's a horror film. It's supposed to be gory, but it's just straight satire of horror films, of like the girl screaming and tripping and crawling and then getting stabbed, and just little things like that. I will say Chris is awesome because he takes the horror canon of what's supposed to happen, quote unquote, but he twists it a bit. So the gay kid and the black girl are not killed. They survive this entire, I was going to say franchise. This is not a franchise. They survive this entire film. So it's cool seeing the little twists on that. It's cool having the little quips of the actors and actresses. I will say Vince Vaughn playing 17-year-old Catherine Newton, who we love from Detective Pikachu. Love Catherine Newton. She was awesome in Detective Pikachu. She's been in a bunch of other stuff. And Vince Vaughn is Vince Vaughn. He's been in a crap ton of things well before my birth and continuing on. But them swapping bodies and Vince Vaughn playing a 17-year-old girl and then eventually kissing the kid who played Josh in Girl Meets World. I forget his name. Hysterical because you don't expect it. You don't expect it to come. And that's what's awesome about Chris and his writing, is that you expect it to be funny, but you don't expect some moments to be absolutely hysterical because they're just so obscure and obscene that it just takes you way out of what you're expecting. So it's fun. I do like the fact that La Dola is this knife. I don't have a knife near me. I have a darksaber near me. We'll pretend this is La Dola. An Aztecian weapon who? Yeah, the weapon's a who. The weapon can swap bodies with the victim if the sacrifice is not done properly or something like that. So we get little glimpses of like an Aztecian altar and the moon shifting phases to a blood moon and like a sacrifice being made, and that's what sparked this transition. But like, I want another movie, and I want like more back on the La Dola. Like, how did La Dola wind up in Blissfield? I want to know that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like, we know how that it got there because this one girl who goes to Blissfield High, her dad is an art collector, and he had it, and that's what started on Wednesday the 11th. We get that in the beginning of the film, but like, where did he get it from? Right? Little things like that. Chris is awesome. We've talked a few times, a little bit here and there on Instagram, but I'm so excited that he wants to try to put together something where Tree from Happy Death Day and Catherine Newton's character from this one, from Freaky, somehow they will cross paths. So how would that what happens in the Landon universe? I think that'd be very entertaining. So yeah, Brightwater Basher. I'm pitching that as the next Chris Landon villain. I think that'd be very entertaining. The Brightwater Basher, male, female, doesn't matter. It could be anybody. It could be anybody. Or maybe it's a duo team, the Brightwater Bashers, male and a female. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Them having to figure out how to, bash people together. I already see it. I already see one person's head exploding with two baseball bats going from right next to each other. I see it. I see Chris writing it because it's going to be funny and hysterical. And that's what's fun about horror comedies, is that you know you're going to get scared at certain points because it's a horror film, but you also know you're going to laugh because it's a comedy film. The duality of both love and war. So good old, what's the goddess's name? The Mesopotamian goddess's name. I'm currently reading a book called City of the Plague God. We will talk about that. But let me just... Nurgle, God of Disease. No. What the hell's her name? I don't want to reference it and not say it properly. Ugh, I feel like an idiot. Bear with me. Ishtar. 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 She's the Mesopotamian goddess of love and war. The duality that it is. There we go. There's our circle back. Look at that. I just pitched City of the Plague God as we talked about Freaky. Who would have thought? Never in my maybe in my wildest dreams, but never in my current dreams would I have thought I did that. Yeah, Freaky. Go check it out. Hysterical. You'll love it. Mucho mahalo.